Seeking truth, understanding spiritual movements. Throughout history, humans have always been on a quest for deeper meaning and understanding of their existence. People always search for meaning. This search often leads them to explore various spiritual paths and philosophies. They want purpose in life. They seek answers to life's big questions. Why are we here? What is our purpose? How can we find inner peace? This search leads many to explore spirituality. Spiritual movements offer answers. They provide frameworks and practices that help individuals connect with something greater than themselves. They provide community and guidance. Being part of a spiritual movement can offer a sense of belonging and support, which is essential for personal growth and well-being. Spiritual movements can be diverse. Some follow ancient traditions, others embrace new ideas, from traditional religious practices to modern spiritual retreats. The variety is vast. What unites them is a shared search for something bigger than themselves. This collective journey fosters a sense of unity and shared purpose. This search can be a powerful force for good. It can inspire acts of kindness, compassion, and community service, making the world a better place. Unfortunately, this search can be twisted. Not all who seek to lead spiritual movements have pure intentions. Some groups exploit this longing for belonging. They prey on vulnerable individuals who are searching for answers. They manipulate people's desire for spiritual answers. These manipulative leaders often use fear and guilt to control their followers. These groups are not true spiritual movements. They are cults. Cults thrive on control. They create an environment where questioning and dissent are not tolerated. They demand absolute obedience from their members. This obedience is often enforced through psychological manipulation and sometimes even physical coercion. They isolate individuals from the outside world. This isolation makes it difficult for members to seek help or see the reality of their situation. Leaders often claim special knowledge or powers. They present themselves as the sole source of truth and enlightenment. They use these claims to manipulate and exploit their followers. By understanding the difference between genuine spiritual movements and cults, we can protect ourselves and others from falling into these dangerous traps. The light within healthy spiritual exploration. This journey is about connecting with our inner selves and finding peace in the chaos of everyday life. It's about taking a moment to breathe, to reflect, and to grow. Genuine spiritual exploration is about growth. It's about pushing our boundaries both physically and mentally, and discovering new heights of understanding and awareness. It encourages questioning and critical thinking. It's not about accepting things at face value, but about delving deeper, asking questions, and seeking answers that resonate with our own experiences and beliefs. It emphasizes personal reflection and individual journeys. Each person's path is unique, and it's important to take the time to understand our own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Healthy spiritual communities foster open dialogue. They create spaces where people can share their thoughts and experiences without fear of judgment. Individuals are free to come and go. There's no obligation to stay, and people are encouraged to explore different paths and find what works best for them. There is no pressure or coercion. Everyone's journey is respected, and there is an understanding that what works for one person may not work for another. Leaders act as guides, not dictators. They provide support and guidance, but ultimately, the journey is personal and self-directed. They encourage members to think for themselves. Independent thought and personal insight are valued and nurtured. Healthy communities value honesty and transparency. Open communication is key, and everyone's voice is heard and respected. They operate with integrity and accountability. Leaders are held to high standards, and there is a collective responsibility to maintain the community's values. There are clear guidelines and boundaries. These are in place to ensure that everyone feels safe and respected. These protect the well-being of all members. The focus is on creating a supportive and nurturing environment. Above all, healthy spiritual exploration respects individual autonomy. Each person is free to explore their own path and find their own truth. It empowers individuals to find their own truth. This journey is about self-discovery and personal growth. It celebrates diversity of thought and experience. Every person's journey is unique, and there's beauty in the diversity of our experiences and perspectives. Shadows of doubt when movements turn toxic. What begins as a quest for meaning and belonging can sometimes take a dark turn. The line between a spiritual movement and a cult can be blurry. It often starts subtly. A charismatic leader emerges, drawing people in with promises of enlightenment and community. They may preach messages of love and unity, creating a sense of family and togetherness that many find irresistible. However, over time, their teachings can become controlling. What once felt like guidance starts to feel like domination. Doubts and dissent are silenced. Questioning the leader or the group's practices is not tolerated. Members who question the leadership face punishment. This can range from verbal reprimands to more severe forms of discipline. They may experience shaming, isolation, or even threats. The fear of being ostracized keeps many from speaking out. Fear and guilt become powerful tools of manipulation. Leaders exploit these emotions to maintain control. Leaders often demand absolute loyalty. Any sign of disobedience is met with harsh consequences. They isolate members from their families and friends. This separation makes it easier to control and manipulate them. Contact with the outside world is restricted or monitored. Members are often cut off from any external support systems. This isolation makes members dependent on the group. Financial exploitation is common. Leaders often demand large donations. Members may be pressured to donate large sums of money, sometimes even their life savings. They may be required to work long hours for little or no pay. This labor is often justified as a form of devotion or service to the cause. Breaking free from such movements can be incredibly challenging. The psychological grip is strong and the fear of retribution is real. Yet, for those who manage to escape, there is hope. Support networks and resources are available to help them rebuild their lives. Recovery is possible. With time, patience, and support, former members can find their way back to a life of freedom and self-determination. Section 4. Voices from the inside. Escaping the grip of cults. Leaving a cult is incredibly difficult. The process of breaking free can be both physically and emotionally exhausting. Former members often face a long and painful journey of recovery. They need to rebuild their lives from scratch, often without the support of their former community. They may struggle with trauma, guilt, and fear. The psychological scars can be deep and enduring. Many have lost years of their lives to these groups. The time spent in a cult can feel like a void, a period of life that was stolen from them.
It took me years to realize the extent of the manipulation. I was isolated from my family and friends, and my entire worldview was shaped by the cult's teachings. I was made to believe that questioning the leader was questioning God himself. This made it incredibly hard to think critically or seek help.
They cut me off from everyone I loved. I was left feeling completely alone and dependent on the cult for my sense of identity and purpose. I was completely dependent on them for everything. My financial, emotional, and social needs were all tied to the cult.
These stories highlight the devastating impact of cults. The emotional and psychological toll can be overwhelming, leaving former members in a state of deep distress. They underscore the importance of recognizing the warning signs. Awareness and education are crucial in preventing others from falling into the same traps. By understanding the tactics used by cults, we can better protect ourselves and our loved ones from their influence. Section 5. Almandan's Juan Buzz Hugh. Recognizing the red flags. Is it a movement or a cult? There are key signs that a spiritual group may be a cult. These signs can often be subtle, but they are crucial to recognize. Be wary of groups that demand absolute obedience to a charismatic leader. This leader often claims to have exclusive knowledge or insight. They may isolate members from family and friends, creating an environment where outside influence is minimized. This isolation can be both physical and emotional. Cults often use guilt, fear, or shame to manipulate members, making them feel unworthy or fearful of leaving. They may also demand large sums of money or unpaid labor, exploiting members' resources and time. If you're concerned about a group, trust your instincts. Your feelings of unease are valid and should not be ignored. Talk to someone you trust. Sharing your concerns can provide a different perspective and help you see the situation more clearly. Seek information from reputable sources. Educate yourself about the group's practices and beliefs and compare them to established knowledge. Remember, genuine spiritual exploration should empower you. It should foster personal growth, peace, and understanding. It should not control or exploit you. True spiritual paths encourage freedom and self-discovery, not dependency and fear. Always prioritize your well-being and mental health. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Surround yourself with supportive people and activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Take time to reflect on your experiences and trust your inner voice. Your intuition is a powerful guide. Ultimately, your spiritual journey should be one of empowerment, not entrapment.